So I'm going to talk about this attack, because how are they doing this when everybody's holding a majority of their shares?
They're not. They're selling all their shares.
We're rich, Dad! We're rich! We're rich! Oh, no, you don't.
FFIE special featuring Omar. Omar is a very successful, sounds like a very hard-working, decent chap on YouTube. He has a huge following, 4 million on his biggest channel and many thousands on other channels. He's a very successful YouTuber. Sounds like a great guy, the sort of person I'd like to hang out with and have a beer with and have a good old chat. He sounds like a great bloke. However, in this video, I'm going to do live reaction to what he's telling you about FFIE, and the chat is going to go crazy and nuts. We've just put out a video that we recorded this morning at 5 a.m. in the morning that went out to give you a chance to trade and make money from this stock. It's based upon facts, knowledge, me interviewing and talking to those that work at Wall Street, people like CEOs. I'm trying to get in contact with FFIE right now. I've covered all the earnings for the stock. I actually talk to people actually who work there. I have friends who follow me on Instagram and X. This channel is to help people. It's not to gamble. It's not an army of people getting together angry who think the world is against them. It's just giving you the facts. I'm not here as a YouTuber. I was the world piano man. I have been. I've toured all around the world as an entertainer in real life, in real people on real stages. I've had my own Vegas show. You can check it out, One Night in Vegas. My own West End show. I performed all over the world meeting real people. But what you're about to see now should and will scare you. And if you follow this information, even though this guy is a great chap, you will lose all of your money, 100%. There's no conspiracy. There's nothing weird going on. Yes, the markets are manipulated. Yes, it's a minefield, but it's not a war between the average man of America and Wall Street. That's not what it is. They don't even know you exist. They don't care. It's not important. This is not how it works. So are you ready for probably the most emotional video ever on our channel? Not from me, but from you. Let's have a listen in. This is Omar, a huge YouTuber. Huge respect to him. Great bloke. I'd love to have a drink with him. But what you're about to hear now is probably not the best advice in the world. Let's have a listen in.
Do a quick live stream at 3:30 like I usually do. 30 minutes before the closing bell. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I am referring to FFIE. Earlier I was live and I did mention that I would put it on my life that there would be a drastic change in price. Not gonna lie, it wasn't exactly what I was envisioning, but I did say that it can go either up or down drastically, and that's exactly
correct. Stock can go up or down. That's not going to help you too much. Stock can go up and down. I'm glad he's mentioned that. Let's listen in.
What happened? However, there's a lot of misinformation floating around the web, and we're under like a serious attack, and I'm going to explain to you how that attack is happening right now.
First of all, the stock doesn't know you own it. Wall Street don't know you own it. The stock doesn't care whether it goes up, down, or sideways. There's no attack. People are not at Wall Street sitting around plotting against this chap here or the people that follow in their millions. They do not do that. They're not interested in attacking anyone. There's no attack going on.
And why it's happening. Also, I'm going to share some good news, because there's a lot of you that should be eating a bowl of chili right now. Me, myself included. Not gonna lie, I'll be completely transparent with y'all. Even though I bought in very, very low, I also bought in when it was high. So I am about negative 20-something thousand dollars, you know what I mean? But I'm still holding. I have never sold, and I'm not scared. I'm holding on. Am I concerned? A little bit, but it's nothing to be concerned about because I got God on my side, and I'm
okay. If you're down $20,000, God God doesn't even like trading. If you are a religious person, that you will know that at the beginning of time, Jesus apparently walked into the markets and turned them over, the trading tables. That's in the Bible. I'm not a religious person, by the way. I'm just giving you the facts. There is no God is not going to make you rich or poor. I don't think God really cares one way or the other whether you lose all your money. God's not on your side or not. He's not against you or for you. I don't think God is an FFIE investor and he's joining your YouTube channel. So God doesn't care, about your investments. Let's get absolutely clear about that. And you should be concerned because there are no fundamental values at all. The company themselves are taking the money out of the stock on the earnings. We saw it. We know what was going on, and they've already done it. So you're buying into a company that is already taking your money out. So be fully aware that the company that you think is great aren't with you.
I'm trying to keep the faith. I am. Okay, an attack. So I'm going to talk about this attack. Because how are they doing this when everybody's holding a majority of their shares?
They're not. They're selling all their shares.
Tons of posts on Reddit referring to this, and a lot of people don't know that this is happening. So this is the bad.
Be very, very careful. Do not listen to Reddit. Reddit is, you'll never get any professional investors, hedge funders. He mentions that in a minute. No hedge funders, no serious investors. Warren Buffett, I don't think, has ever looked at Reddit. It's not the place to go. If you go into a dark place like Reddit, you're going to get bad information.
Bad news. I'm going to share with you some good news too. The bad news is they're heavily shorting this in an illegal, unethical manner. How are they doing this? They're putting in these orders, tons and tons of orders.
There's nothing illegal about shorting stocks. There is. He's going to talk about naked shorts and all the rest of it. It's in the rules. It's in the game. You can play it. Everyone can play it. It's the risk you take. But if you're not doing options, if you're not doing these things, you're not going to be. It's not going to concern you. If you're buying a business that actually makes money, none of this is important anyway.
Limit orders, and they put the prices low. When it gets close to that low number, they cancel their order. And they do this all over again. That's why they were able to drop the prices so quick, especially overnight.
Right. He's talking about people placing orders and cancelling orders, and he seems to feel that he knows what everyone's doing. No one knows what everyone's doing. Even if you had a Bloomberg terminal, you don't have every trade. It's impossible to know. If you are using, and he does talk about Robinhood, he's on Robinhood. Robinhood isn't the best trading app. It's a great place to invest. I use it, but it's not a trading app. And he uses Robinhood. He's looking at level 2 data. Level 2 data is this. It's a completely entertaining, just a little gimmick. If you look at the level 2 data, this here, it gives you an idea. Oh, everyone's buying the stock. It's great. Let's buy the stock. But yet it's going down. That's what he's looking at. He's looking at level 2 data, and he's coming to the conclusion that he knows what everyone's buying and when everyone's cancelling. Level 2 data is nothing more than entertainment. You need at least level 3 or 4. This is not what professional investors use, not what traders use. He's a YouTuber who's using Robinhood and thinking that he's being able to have the knowledge of top technical traders on Wall Street. I'm afraid you're completely unprepared for what's happening.
This is not, I don't think this has anything to do with the Chinese, Asian market. This is just my personal opinion, not financial advice whatsoever, for entertainment purposes only. Got to put that disclaimer out there. Don't want to get sued by anybody. However, I strongly believe that was a diversion.
Just by the way, you're not going to get sued on YouTube. YouTube, if you are publicly going live to the world and you answer questions in a general term, you don't need to keep saying this is financial advice. I do it to protect people so they understand I'm not giving financial advice, but you don't do it to save yourself getting sued. You can't get sued for sharing your opinions on YouTube. If you actually read the very, very small print of YouTube, it tells you it's public broadcast knowledge. It's regarded as a public broadcast, and you can say what the hell you like. You don't have to say that to stop being sued. It's not how the legal system works. I know, because before I started all this, I did all the legal stuff. It is purely and simply, you say it to tell people that this isn't financial advice, not to prevent yourself from getting sued. You are free to say whatever you like.
Version to kind of throw people off. Hey, this is the Chinese market. This was misinformation that was thrown on Weeble and these, I think it was Mumu or whatever. So how do we control that? How do we create this illusion that people were selling off? Well, they put these limits. They put these price limits low, and they little by little start making that.
I just want to start to comment to some of this chap's friends who are coming into the chat. Evan just said, "Why grow yourself by putting someone down?" I'm not putting him down. I think if you listen to what I've said he sounds a really nice chap. He's hard-working bloke. He's the sort of bloke I'd love to have a beer with at the pub, but I wouldn't necessarily ask him for financial advice. That's not putting him down. I've said he comes across as a really nice bloke and I'd like to have a drink with him. However, I'm trying to protect my investors and my members of this channel not to take this as advice. And 4 million people are following this information. And it's why lots of people are losing their money. And we know, they come on the show and tell me all the time that they follow things like this. So I want everyone to know that this is really not good advice. Didn't say I'm not putting him down. I'm just warning you that this isn't good advice.
That price go down. So it kind of sucks that they're able to manipulate the market this way, but it's nothing new. Wall Street's been doing this for a long time. I've been telling people, pull the Uno reverse, but I mean, I can't do it alone. I've been putting limit orders all day, even for $1 or for one share. Excuse me. And I've been doing it a little bit higher, 10% higher, 10% higher. And I'm just like doing that all day long. But I mean, you got to have several thousand people doing that, just like they have several thousand people doing that.
No. Doesn't take a few thousand people doing $1 here and $1 there. That would take millions of people doing $1 here and there. That's not going to move the stock at all. So please don't think that in a Reddit channel, even with your 4 million subscribers, that you are able to change the direction of the stock. When we had our video come out this morning, it moved. I said the stock would move this morning, and it did, but it made no difference whatsoever. It's going straight back down again. No one believes in the stock. No one's owning the stock, and the people on Reddit who keep telling you, boys stick together, they're not standing by anyone. They sell it the moment it makes any money. There's no honor amongst thieves, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, but people who pump stuff, who say stuff on YouTube and Reddit, they're not honorable. The moment they makes money, they're out. Then no one's being honest with you. This is just, and I don't think this guy's doing it to get subscribers. I don't see this guy with an ambition to become the biggest YouTuber in the world. Some people do. Meet Kevin is all about getting subscribers. Graham Stepan. This guy, even though he's very successful, makes a lot of money. 4 million subscribers on his other channel. He makes millions. He doesn't do it to become the biggest YouTuber. I think he just likes being on air and talking to people. He sounds a great bloke. And he's angry with the world. He thinks the world's against him, and it really, really isn't, but he thinks it is, and he's sharing that information, which is then influencing people that are losing all their money. So it's not the best advice.
But they keep canceling their orders. These guys don't have any shares. Like, everybody's holding their shares. Our friends in China, our friends in Korea, they're holding their shares.
No, they're not.
Nobody's selling.
Yes, they are.
So why is the price keep dropping as if people are selling off? Why? Because they're manipulating it. They're manipulating this price. They're manipulating that. And are some people maybe selling off because they're scared? Yeah, but I guarantee you the big players, the whales, I mean, I've talked to Whimsical Sandwich, and she's holding 400 and something thousand shares.
400,000 shares. See, this is the problem. He's talked to this, I saw the interview, I had a listen to this guest he had, and again, another very passionate person who's very excited about making money, 400,000 shares at, 57 cents, or whatever they paid, or I don't know what price they paid, could have bought it at 4 cents. It's insignificant. People are getting really excited by the number of shares. It's irrelevant. If they make the stock, if they reverse split the stock 1 million times, and there are a gazillion shares, and every single share is like 0.0001 cent, What does that mean? Doesn't mean anything. You got to look at the business, how much money it earns. So say I own 400,000 shares, like it means something. It doesn't mean anything. The business was only worth $1 million before the meme craze started. People are getting excited. This is the problem with Robinhood. It simplifies things, and people think they're Warren Buffett because they own 1 million shares. 1 million shares, what, at a cent and a 0.001 cent a share? It doesn't mean anything. It's completely irrelevant.
I'm holding 116,000 shares. I bought more during the dip. But I mean, at this point, I can't afford to buy anymore. I'm in the negative. I'm negative 25,000 now.
Right. And let's put this straight. The guy has got 4 million subscribers on his main channel. If he'd had used the money he earns from YouTube, and if he has 4 million subscribers, he must have earned at least $1 million, at least over the last few years, at least. Right? If he put $1 million in the S&P when he started his main YouTube channel now, he'd have about $5 million. So he could buy the entire company. The company was entire market cap of available shares a week ago was $1 million. And yet he can't afford to buy it. Why can't he afford to buy it if he's so passionate? Because he's not making any money and losing all this money. And in a moment, he'll tell you it's okay to lose all your money. 4 million people listening to this on his main channel.
So, I mean, I can't afford it. I'm good. I sold off shares yesterday and then today, and then I sold off some more crypto that I had a small bag in. And I mean, I'm pretty much all in on this at this point. And meanwhile, my bank account is like really low, my personal bank account and my business bank account. So, I mean, I'm riding on this. That's how much faith I have, because I know that it's going to turn around. And, you know, that's just me. I'm not telling anybody to buy or hold, but that's what I'm doing. And I just want everybody to know that if you're holding whatever you're holding, that, hey, if this thing goes up or down, if it goes down, I'm riding it to the ground. And you know what? If it goes almost all the way down, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to buy some more. I'm going to squeeze out whatever money I got laying around. I'm going to buy some.
One of the most important interviews ever was with Peter Lynch. You've heard of Merrill Lynch, right? Investment group, okay? And one of the biggest videos, interviews of all time, one of like the top videos like Warren Buffett puts out, these amazing messages. Peter Lynch talks about this, the philosophy of people that don't understand the market, don't understand investing at all, think they can run it all because they get carried away with their own success on YouTube. And again, you know, if you've got 4 million subscribers on YouTube and you've never actually met the people in person like I have as the world piano man around the world, you think you're a rock star and you're really not. You're really, really not. It's great, and I would love 4 million subscribers, and I hopefully one day we will. But they will be individual people like they were who came to my concerts. Don't get carried away with your own self-importance. And to say it's okay that you lose all your money, Peter Lynch very often talks about this sentiment, and this and this type of investor, I would say gambler, really is nothing. An investor understands the business model. This guy doesn't understand the structure of investing at all, and it's all about gambling and sticking it to the man and the people versus the government and all the rest of it. You know, to say I'm going to buy more when it goes down is a thing that was created by the dip. You know, diamond hand, paper hands. That was all over YouTube with BitBoy. BitBoy was a guy who used to work at a fast food restaurant who got famous on YouTube, who then went crazy. He was on drugs. He was drunk. He cheated on his wife. This guy was a crazy person. And he created all these words. And this guy is just like soaking it all up, thinking this is brilliant because it's easy to digest. It's not good advice. It really isn't good. And if a business is failing, it doesn't help by you buying more. You're just buying more rubbish, and it will just take all of your money. And eventually you will be bankrupt. And I would imagine you're getting close to that now. And I don't know you from Adam, but I know what you earn on YouTube because I've seen that the numbers are publicly available. You've earned a fortune on YouTube. You could buy the whole company, and yet you haven't and can't, and now you're going to buy it all the way down to zero. You're going to lose all your money. Please do not buy on the way down. It's called catch a falling knife. Again, a very bad phrase. People use it on YouTube. It's not really the whole story, but it gives you an idea. Don't try and catch it. It will chop your hand off. It's a really bad idea.
Some more. That's just me personally. I'm not going to let these people intimidate me and want to get me to sell my bananas. I love my bananas. So anyways.
This is the worst thing. Please do not do that. When people say, I'm not going to let these people manipulate me. What people? No one cares if you buy the stock, sell the stock, get rich, lose all your money. No one's going to come around and congratulate you and say, you've done a really great job. All right. No one's going to do that. And the people that you're buying into, the business, they have been selling and dumping the stock. They've been getting out of the stock. They're not interested in it either. So be very, very careful thinking that you're stuffing it to the man. The man doesn't know you exist or even care.
That's just me. We see the hedge funders inside of our Twitter and Discord servers. We see them on the subreddit. We're seeing them put tweets out saying that people are stupid for holding on. Meanwhile, they're a hedge fund. I saw this. It was hilarious. It was a post from somebody that was a hedge fund, and I don't think they even realized that they were. Okay. I mean, it was just a random post, and
I just need to. This is so important to cover this. Someone who was a hedge fund. Nobody is a hedge fund. Do you understand what a hedge fund is? Nobody is a hedge fund. You have hedge fund managers. You have people work for hedge fund organizations, but no one is a hedge fund. And he mentions now a guy on subreddit who called themselves a hedge fund, telling everybody they were stupid. No hedge. Look, I never and never will and never will ever comment in Reddit. Why do I want to waste my time commenting in Reddit? And I'm a very, very small investor. A hedge fund manager, which is what it is, not a hedge fund, would not represent the hedge fund and come into your Reddit channel and tell you you're all stupid. Because they abide by rules, regulations, and most importantly, they are busy making hundreds of millions of dollars a day, and they're not wasting their time on Reddit telling you you're stupid. That is false information and is silly, really silly, that you think that a hedge fund management group are trying to manipulate the stock by coming into your Reddit channel. I've seen the FFI Reddit channel. It has something like, is it 25 or 45,000 followers, which is nothing, by the way. And each post has a few engagements. People aren't. There are a few with a few hundred, but it's nothing. And everyone's buying a few shares here and there. It's nothing. It doesn't do anything. No hedge funder would waste a second on coming into your Reddit channel and trying to discredit you. This really is he's not trying to build a YouTube channel. He's not trying to become the biggest YouTuber in the world. He's not trying to become rich. Definitely not, because he's going to lose all his money. This is a really decent bloke who we live in a world of anger and bad information and people who are very easily influenced, who's frustrated with the world, who wants to go against the system, stuff it to the man, and he feels he can get all his mates together and we can do all of this and we can do all of that. And you'd be much better just building your YouTube channel, earning money, investing it and making money and, becoming a hedge fund, if you like, yourself, if there is such a thing. Anyway, here we go.
We're like, oh, y'all should have got out when it was your time to get out. And it's like, meanwhile, it says hedge funder. Like, you're just trying to cause fear or whatnot. But Omar, please be careful. Yes, I'm being careful, but like I mentioned on Twitter, I'd rather die losing but fighting than die a loser and give up. So that's how all in I'm in on this. I mean, I got nothing left. And I'm good with that. At least I'll say that I tried fighting, and I fought to the very, very end. And I mean, I know that I'm not alone in this fight. I know that there's people out there fighting with me, and that makes me feel good. You know what I mean?
Well, we could go on. This video goes on for 40 minutes. It's about his personal fight against the institutions. And some people would like to say, well, that's
4K.
that's honorable. He's fighting against something. It's not honorable at all. It's misguided. I like the guy. I've listened to his videos. He sounds like a really nice guy. I'm not attacking him at all. I'm doing this to let people know this is the example of what you shouldn't do. There's no fight going on. There is no conspiracy. There's nothing honorable about losing all of your money because you can't then support your family. You can't support charity. You can't do anything. You've got 4 million people on your main channel and 73.9 thousand on this channel listening to this, feeling that because they're all angry, they're all upset, they're all frustrated at the world, and rather than doing the right thing about it and benefiting and working and making money, they're wasting their time in Reddit rooms, getting angry, shouting at each other, telling each other we're all going to buy it, making up names like the moon and the flipping diamonds and the paper hands and this and the other. And you're all going to end up with no money. Wall Street are not out to get you. And I wanted this video out there so people can really see what is actually going on. This is the sort of thing you are involved with. And I wish everyone the best. I hope if you are a fan or a friend of Omar, I hope you've listened to this video. I hope you've understood what I've said. I've tried to be clear. This is not an attack on him. He sounds a great bloke, but this is really, really bad advice. And if you take this advice or share these opinions, you'll go through life always gambling, feeling angry, the world is against you. And it really, really isn't. Oh dear. Click above my head if you want further information, actual fundamentals, facts, charts, knowledge, interviews from the CEOs. You want to talk to the people that run the companies. Or maybe I'll put a link if you want to just take this information. I don't know. Down below in the description, I'll post more in the comments. In the description below, I'll put some comments here. And I'll give a shout out as well to Omar as well. If you want to go and check out his YouTube channel, feel free. I'll put a link to it and, give some love back to him. And I hope, he gets some more views and subscribers, makes some money, and then he can perhaps start investing in a real business. Over here, I'll put more information, and down here as well, further information. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.